Welcome to Movies Recap Repo, your go-to channel for detailed movie breakdowns. Today, we're diving into a story about a man whose entire life is a lie, meticulously crafted for the world's entertainment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more recaps. Truman Burbank begins his day with a cheerful greeting to his neighbors, completely unaware that his every move is being broadcast to billions. His life in the idyllic town of Seahaven is perfect: a loving wife, a stable job, and friendly faces everywhere he looks. But this morning, something unusual happens. An object, looking like a stage light, plummets from the clear blue sky and shatters on the street just a few feet away from him. A radio report quickly explains it away as a piece of an aircraft that shed parts, but the incident plants a tiny seed of doubt in Truman's mind. He carries on with his day, driving to his job at an insurance company. On the way, the car radio experiences a strange glitch, broadcasting what sounds like a director's instructions, tracking his every turn. Truman fiddles with the dial, and the regular music programming resumes, leaving him confused but ultimately dismissing the odd occurrence. At work, Truman dreams of escaping his mundane life and traveling to Fiji, a place he's obsessed with. He keeps a collage of a woman's face, torn from magazines, hidden in his briefcase. This woman, it seems, is the real reason he wants to go to Fiji. He confides in his best friend, Marlon, about his growing unease and his desire to leave Seahaven. Marlon, always the voice of reason, reassures him that his life is good and that his wanderlust is just a phase. He reminds Truman of how lucky he is to live in such a perfect place. Later that day, Truman is shaken by a more significant disturbance. He sees a man who looks exactly like his father, who he believes drowned in a boating accident years ago. Before he can reach him, the man is whisked away by strangers, leaving Truman utterly bewildered. The memory of his father's death is a deep-seated trauma for Truman, engineered by the show's creator, Christoph, to instill a fear of water and keep him from ever leaving the island of Seahaven. The incident with the man who looked like his father intensifies his suspicion that something is deeply wrong with his world. His wife, Meryl, tries to distract him with household chores and cheerful, product placement-style chatter. She holds up a new kitchen gadget, praising its effectiveness with an unnatural enthusiasm, but Truman is too preoccupied to notice her strange behavior. He's becoming more and more convinced that everyone is in on a secret he can't quite grasp. Flashbacks reveal the origins of his paranoia. In college, he met a beautiful woman named Lauren, who seemed different from everyone else. They shared a moment on the beach, but she was abruptly taken away by a man claiming to be her father, who said she was moving to Fiji. Before she was dragged away, Lauren frantically tried to tell Truman the truth, whispering that his life was a television show and that everyone was watching him. Her words were cut short, but they never left him. Meryl was then strategically introduced into his life, becoming his wife and further anchoring him to Seahaven. Driven by these resurfacing memories and the recent glitches, Truman decides to act on his impulse to leave. He goes to a travel agency, determined to book a flight to Fiji. The agent, however, presents him with a poster showing a plane being struck by lightning and tells him there are no flights available for a month. Undeterred, Truman tries to book a bus ticket, but the bus conveniently breaks down just as it's about to depart. Every attempt to escape is met with a perfectly orchestrated obstacle, designed to frustrate him and keep him contained. The world seems to be conspiring to keep him in Seahaven. His behavior becomes more erratic. He starts to test the boundaries of his reality, noticing that the same people and cars loop around his block in predictable patterns. He confronts Meryl, who struggles to maintain her composure in her role as the loving wife. In a moment of desperation, Truman forces Meryl into the car, telling her they're going on a spontaneous road trip. As they drive, every road out of town is suddenly blocked by a traffic jam, a forest fire, or even a leak in a nuclear power plant. The excuses become more and more absurd. Meryl breaks character, yelling for help into the air. Marlon arrives with a six-pack, a pre-planned intervention to calm Truman down. He sits with Truman on an unfinished bridge, delivering a heartfelt, scripted speech under the artificial moonlight about their lifelong friendship. Christoph, the show's visionary creator, watches from his control room high above the dome that encases Seahaven. He orchestrates every event, manipulating Truman's emotions with the precision of a puppeteer. He even decides to reintroduce Truman's father to quell his suspicions. The reunion is a highly emotional, primetime event. Truman's father appears out of the fog, and they share a tearful embrace. For a moment, it seems Truman's anxieties have been put to rest, and the show can return to its usual peaceful programming. But the peace is short-lived. The reunion only confirms to Truman that his life is being manipulated. The seed of doubt planted by Lauren years ago has finally blossomed into an undeniable truth. He knows he has to escape, not just for Fiji, but for his own freedom. He begins to plan his escape in secret, pretending to have returned to his normal routine. He sleeps in the basement, creating a decoy in his bed to fool the thousands of hidden cameras. The production crew, lulled into a false sense of security, doesn't notice his absence for several hours. Panic erupts in the control room when they realize Truman is missing. Christof orders a town-wide search, breaking the show's cardinal rule of never having the entire cast search at once. Every actor in Sea Haven begins combing the streets, but Truman is nowhere to be found. Christof, in a brilliant and desperate move, does something he has never done before. He cues the sun. The artificial sun rises in the middle of the night, flooding the town with light. It is then that they spot him. Truman is on a small sailboat, braving his deepest fear and sailing across the artificial ocean. Enraged, Christof decides to stop him at any cost. He orders the crew to create a massive storm, endangering Truman's life. The waves grow to a monstrous size, and the wind and rain lash down, threatening to capsize the tiny boat. The network executives and the production crew watch in horror, begging Christof to stop before he harms Truman. But Christof is resolute, screaming that he is the creator of this world and he will not let his star leave. Truman, battered but determined, ties himself to the boat and screams at the sky, "Is that the best you can do?" Finally, having pushed Truman to the absolute limit, Christof ends the storm. The water grows calm. Truman, exhausted but alive, continues to sail. After some time, the bow of his boat pierces something solid. It's the wall of the dome, painted to look like the sky. He touches the painted clouds, a look of dawning realization on his face. He has reached the end of his world. He discovers a staircase leading to an exit door. As he walks towards it, Christof decides to speak to him directly for the first time, his voice booming from the heavens. He tells Truman that he is the star of the most popular show on Earth and that the world outside is flawed and deceitful. He offers Truman the choice to stay in Sea Haven, where he will be safe and everything is predictable. "In my world," Christof says, "you have nothing to fear." Truman stands at the door, his back to the hidden cameras, and considers the offer. The entire world holds its breath, watching him on their screens. After a moment of silence, he turns, delivers his signature catchphrase with a knowing smile, "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night," and takes a bow. He then steps through the door and into the unknown, real world. The viewers around the globe erupt in celebration. In the control room, the crew is ecstatic. Christof watches, defeated, as his creation walks away. The broadcast ends, and for the first time in 30 years, the screen goes to static. Thank you for watching this recap on Movies Recap Repo. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment below with your thoughts on the movie. We'll see you in the next video.